All right, welcome to the Haters Balls. Your boy Dumb It Down. I'm here with my older brother, V.O. Baldy.
Yeah, finally back, man. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. Live from out of the mountains somewhere. You don't even know where I'm at. Undisclosed location, man.
All right. And then my younger brother, B-Dog. What up?
Hi, I'm Miles Morales.
I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. We should have practiced it. We should have ran that by us, man. That was not it. All right. But what we've been doing, man, we've been on vacation. So we took a couple of weeks off. We had, some time off, but we're back. What y'all do over the break, man? What were y'all getting into over the break? B-Dog, you go ahead.
Go ahead, old Baldy.
Okay.
I've been playing video games and doing chores and random shit in the house, fixing stuff.
All right. B-Dog, you said
I'm on a work trip, but we got to talk about you, man. You the number one jet set Negro in America, man.
All right. Okay. That's not true, but yeah. Well, I don't have kids. Y'all got kids. I don't got kids. That's the difference. So, I went to Mexico. I was on the beach.
Big balling, huh? Whoa, Kimo Sabe. Big balling is your hobby. What you doing out there in Mexico, man?
Just chilling on the beach, man. Just chilling.
The people want to know, man. You was eating the finest of foods.
Nah, you know what? I was actually a little. I got to be honest. I was disappointed in. I thought I was gonna get just like, I don't know, like banging Mexican food all the time, but I don't know. It was super tourist. I went to Cancun, man. It was super touristy and stuff. It was whack, honestly.
Okay. Luxury villa. In Mexico. I see you, Doug. All right. One day I'm gonna be like you, man. All
right. And then and B-Dog, you say you were getting into some stuff over the break. What's up?
I ain't been.
You had some hot takes.
Had family come out here, but
nah, man. Before the pod, you had hot takes. You said
that. But that the Solo Leveling is the best anime ever. F1's back. I'm happy about that.
Crazy. Okay, Solo Leveling, best anime
ever, man.
That's insane. All right.
I find that hard to believe, but I'll check it out.
All right. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out. Why is it the greatest ever? You got
what I'm looking for in the anime.
Yeah, tell us why it's so great.
I like gore. I like a lot of not story building. I don't care about anyone's personal lives, so I don't want to see that. No filler, straight action, and that's what they give me. I can't ask for anything else.
So no plot, just action and gore. I like gore though. That's cool. So it's bloody. That's cool. Is it like Invincible type?
It got a storyline, but
is it like Invincible type of violence or what?
Not exactly, because he fights monsters a lot, so it's not humans that are getting blood everywhere most of the time.
Okay, I see. All right. Well, we'll check it out. And all right, but we back, man. A lot of music dropped while we were gone, man. We definitely here to talk about some of it. We're not gonna get to all of it because there was a ton of albums that we haven't gotten to. Currency dropped, BG dropped an album. Chez Noir dropped an album. Saba and No ID dropped an album. So we're gonna talk about some of those. Of course, Playboy Carti dropped an album, and Kendrick's on it. We're definitely gonna talk about that one. Let's get into it, man. Before we get into it, man, Baldy, you had something to say too?
Oh man, I wanted to say about your boy Sauce Walker, man. I hope he get right soon. I saw the shooting. He was with his artist, Say So P. Rest in peace. I hope they get they get right from that. I'm sorry to see that. I see the TMZ got video of it and stuff. That's sick how they always get videos of whatever happened, man. That's so I just hope that they all, I hope that he's safe. They said he was injured but doing better. I'm sorry to hear that. His artist passed away. Too much violence, man.
For sure. Too much violence in hip hop. Why I think yeah, man, Sauce Walker's definitely one of my favorite new rappers. So I think it definitely, hit me when I saw that news. I'm glad it said that, he's okay, but I know the other artist, what said name was?
Say So P. I mean, I might be mispronouncing it. I've never, listened to the guy, but like I said, I was still, struck to see that news.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a brazen attack. You know what I mean? Dudes caught him in the street, so.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So prayers, definitely hate to see that. But we're gonna get into the music, man. So what albums we want to start with? Let's start with the Chez Noir. Chez Noir, man. Seeds in Babylon. I'm sorry, is the name of this album. And man, Shay, I think Shay has been on a consistent run. To me, I don't know what y'all thoughts on her run has been, but I think she's been really consistently making like dope music, and I don't think she's talked about much. I feel like she,
not at all,
hasn't gotten any.
I never hear anybody mention her.
Yeah, so. This is the album Seeds in Babylon, man. What's y'all thoughts on this album? B-Dog, what's your thoughts on this?
This album a lot, man. It sounds good to me. Good production. She flown on there. I'm not a real big fan of women rap, but I like it.
Yeah, we know you say that every time we talk about women rapping, but all right, Baldy, what's your thoughts?
You gotta let these bitches know.
I kind of feel like almost like she's getting a little bit better. As far as her rapping, like bars and stuff like that, I feel like she's always had a good level of that. I don't know if I think maybe she's getting better at making songs. Maybe the music is a little more entertaining for me. So I like this. It's not my favorite Shay stuff, but I thought this was a more consistent project than some of the previous ones that we got from her.
I agree. I agree. I thought the production from Superior was pretty good. I really liked last year she had that it was like an EP. And what was the name of that EP? I don't want to say the wrong name, but I love that one. I was playing that a lot. And then she had the Lotus Child album as well. And so I think just from the music from last year and this year, I think she's been on a really consistent run. I really liked. Also, I wanted to shout out Jinx 716 was on this. And she also had like a joint project with him before. But I love this track, Jinx's Dream. I thought that one was a standout. And I just thought this album was pretty good straight through. So.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, man.
What would you give it if you had to give it a rating?
I don't know, man. I would like to spend it some more time, to be honest with you. To give a rating, this right now is gonna be like a 6 or a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking the same. It's around a 6 or a 7 to me. I was gonna say a 6 for sure. I know B-Dog, you were gonna give it your customary honorary 7 or what?
Patent 7. Yeah. 7. When I say 7 means this album was good, but I'm not a fan of yours, so I probably won't check it out again. If I give you an 8 or a 9, if I give you an 8 or 9, then I'm listening to that over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, and it's with so much, to me, it's not like a good project alone doesn't make it. So I'm playing you over and over. It's got to be almost better than good. It's got to be great for me to in my almost or I gotta really love it to really give it the rotation, more than other stuff since there's so much stuff out here.
Yeah, there's a lot of music out here, and I feel like she needs I don't know. Well, you know, you hate to say like, you know, she needs a hit or something, but like sometimes she doesn't have like the biggest standout songs. Like is what I feel like sometimes she's missing. Like I said on that EP, I thought you know were some of my favorite songs of hers. It was that 4-track EP from last year. But yes, I just feel like sometimes she doesn't have like, boom, this is the standout hit. This is the one like
on her projects.
Yeah, on her projects.
When she's on other stuff, I feel like when she has these different guests, I feel like that kind of elevates some of the stuff to where I'm playing it more. Obviously, I love all the stuff that she has with Ransom and and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would, on her own stuff, that's probably the next step for her is to give me something that's just her. Because even the song, what was it? It's her and Love the Genius. I play that song a lot because Love gets on it and starts it off with a higher level to me, like something that's even more stand out. She needs, I think, something like that, something else to grab me.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so the album I really want to talk about today, man, I gotta talk about it, is the Saba and No ID. And I haven't heard enough people talking about this. In fact, right before we got on, I saw Saba was doing a Reddit AMA. Let me see if I can pull it up and see what he's saying. But he was doing an AMA on Reddit on this album, man. And this album, I think, is a contender. I'm just go out and say, I think this is a contender for album of the year. I think I really go ahead. What you said, Vito?
Yeah, that's false. That's I don't
false. Okay, all right. Well, all right. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on the album? Then go ahead.
It's cool. I never listened to this dude before. I put it on, and I don't hear anything from this that's gonna make me put it on again.
Really? None of these beats or anything stood out to you?
This coffee shop music to me.
No way. No, that's a lie. See, I know you didn't listen to it. I didn't know you didn't listen to it, Doug.
Well, wait, hold on now. This is coffee shop music, Doug.
No, the production. Did y'all listen to it in the car? Did anybody listen?
So I listened to it in the car and in my headphones. It is the best type of coffee shop music, but it's coffee shop music. Like you can't say it's not. Like to me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't. When I hear a lot of bass, I don't think coffee shop. When I hear a lot of bass, I don't think coffee shop.
I hear what you're saying.
A lot of bass.
But I also see what B-Dog's saying. I understand.
This shit ain't shaking the car.
No, if you listen, you gotta listen to it in your car. Then. Listen to it in your car. Like I said, that's why I know you didn't listen to it. Because here, I'm gonna pull up the track list right here. So the album is the private collection, from the private collection of Saba and No ID, right here. And man, I'm telling you, Woes of the World, to me, that had the car shaking. And West Side Bound, that's a jam. I love a lot of songs in this album, but those two specifically, the production, No ID did his thing on this album for sure. West Side Bound has that beat switch, and Saba's flowing. Now, I'm not a huge Saba fan. I'm not saying this is some like, you know, Saba stan or something like that. I've heard his other albums before, or specifically I heard the Care For Me album, and it never stuck with me, right? I'm not gonna, you know, front like I'm, you know, some big day one fan or something. But I gave this a listen really because I saw No ID on the thing, and it came up on my new albums, and I said, okay, No ID. All right, I'll give this a listen. I'll check it out. I thought it'd be more of an R&B, you know, he sings a lot and stuff too. But like I said, you know, from the second song, from well, the first song, Every Painting has a price. It's like a kind of like a, you know, reinterpolation of like that old song or whatever. But so I was like, okay, you know, it was cool, it was good. But then Breakdown was dope. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to Woes of the World, and it started, you know, hitting my car, I was like, oh, whoa, like this is, you know, I think that song is stuck in my head. I've been playing it, you know, like that's on a loop, like to me. So
I like Crash a lot.
Good. You like Crash a lot? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
What
I'm
was your
saying I
thoughts on
like
it?
Crash a lot. Woes of the World. Stop Playing With Me. West Side Bound. So you write a head rap. Like it went for a while where there wasn't like a bunch of skip songs. Reciprocity. Stomping. Stomping was really good.
Yeah. Let me just say
That's
something
it.
real quick.
Good.
You know how you know it's a coffee shop album? Any album that has reciprocity in it, that's a coffee shop album. Woes of the World, that's a coffee shop album.
So when you say coffee shop album, you're just being like, you mean like it's
I'm just
not
telling you.
it's not like like about some like I don't know like super gangster stuff, or like you talk about the content
It's
of
just
the music.
it's just
Okay, you talk about the
I just know
aesthetics of
what
the
I'm getting from
music.
this
He's got a
album when
head
I see
wrap,
these
he's got
names on these
dreads,
songs.
and he talking about reciprocity. So you saying he a coffee shop type
Yeah.
dude is what you said.
Yeah, I just know what I'm getting from this guy. You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong, Doug. You're not wrong, man.
No, you're not wrong in that sense. I mean, even like I said, I expected. Okay, but so the reason why I pushed back against this because I saw No ID and I expected more like old school Common type vibes. I thought it would be much like a much more mellow, much more in energy wise, more coffee shop vibes, more like snap into the music, less head nodding type of thing. Not to say I dislike that type of stuff either, but that's what I expected. I thought it would be some real chill, mellow type of stuff, and it's not that. That's why I'm pushing back when you say it's coffee shop vibes, because I think that misrepresents the type of music it is. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel like you were misrepresenting right now because people gonna put this on and be like, Dumb It Down said bang, so it's gonna bang, but it's more like I'm more telling them what it's gonna be than you are. You are misleading the people.
All right, Baldy, what your thoughts on this?
No, I mean, I don't think he's wrong. I understand what you're saying. I understand what both of y'all are saying. This is in the vein of a, I mean, it's not quite Lupe, but like little brother. Like, I mean, not really, but he's not the same. But that is the lane that he would be put in if you had to separate, right? Obviously, he's not rapping about a lot of street activities. I feel like he's just giving you himself. It's fair. It's fine. It's cool. But I do think that that's the like what B Dog saying is that's the lane where it would be at, and that's fine. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. I can see why some people would have an aversion, or at least not instant that doesn't instantly appeal. But I thought the production on this album is really, to me, what made this really good. Like I don't think this dude's rapping is that great. And he consistently says stuff like, I'm the greatest, no one's messing with me. These other dudes can't hang with me. I'm just like, I'm not seeing that, Doug. But I like the song. Like, I'm not mad. Like, the song is good. But he was popping that type of stuff, and I'm just like, I don't see that, bro. Like, I don't know where that's coming from, but I mean, he's a rapper, so I'm not really mad at him talking that type of shit. But again, I think it was a good album, a really, really good album. So my feelings are positive. I ain't got no hate really for it. I really like what No ID did, though. I thought this was almost, I mean, this is one of No ID's best production jobs, like straight through. I thought you had a great variety of sounds on this. That you had upbeat stuff. I didn't think anything really like lagged at too many spots. I thought there was like real creativity here and stuff that genuinely was surprising to me. So I didn't expect everything that I got.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I see someone else in the chat saying they caught them off guard. Shout out to the people in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I mean, because I see No ID and even like 444, right? Which is a album I like. Some people hate that album. I like that album, but that's even for Jay-Z album, like more mellow, more like when you say coffee shop vibes. That to me, even 444 is more of that than this. Like, to me, a song like West Side Bound is not like it's upbeat, and he's talking about a city, talking about the west side of Chicago. So when you just say it's not gangster, so it's coffee shop, like I just don't agree with like that.
I don't really get it. They just
So
give coffee shop vibes. No, it's not bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I mean that's just what this is. Like,
but dumb it down. That's how some people feel. Like that's how people classify. Basically, if you're not shooting nobody, then that's basically where you get classified. I mean, for a lot of people, and most of a lot of your favorites fall up in there. Yeah. And as much as I'll push back against that, I think that there's more lanes than just you either this or you that. Like everybody's different, so there could be some in betweens and grays and stuff like that. Like this dude, not Lupe, but people would probably just throw them both in the same category. So I do think this, that type of thing. I don't know what you would say, B-Dog, but I mean,
they both. I mean, he's from Chicago. I mean,
right?
Lupe is library music. You got to read a book when you listen to that nigga. Read the book about the album and look up the things he's saying. That's library music.
Okay, all right.
But what I mean by coffee shop music is like this is something I'll put on. Like I'm sitting on my porch drinking coffee in the morning. Like it's chill. It's not. It don't make me get up and go. It doesn't. Like I'm not hyped listening to this. I feel like.
See, that's why I'm pushing back because to me, I
disagree with that.
Like to me, you listen to Woes of the World. I'm like a lot of this album. Like I said, like it's not one song or two songs. It's a lot of it. And then we didn't talk about it, but I also love the song, a few songs, the last song and the features on it. I thought Smino killed that song. I mean, like I just thought everything about this album was so well produced. Like the features came in when they needed to. The hooks were, catchy. The beat banged in the car when they needed to. I just thought this album was great. To me, this is the album of the year so far. All right, this is my album of the year so far.
Yeah, I think you could put this on, B-Dog, to relate. I don't know if I put this on to drink coffee, but like if I'm cleaning my house, I could definitely put this joint on. And it's got enough up tempo stuff where it's like cool. I could definitely get my work done with this while we doing these little chores. My kids get involved. They got we could break and have a little dance part and then get back to sweeping the floor. Like it's not. I don't think it's as sleepy maybe as you making it sound.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying sleepy. I don't mean sleepy. Because there's other. It's just a calmer vibe. I don't know. I guess I got
just because it ain't ratchet. Just because it ain't ratchet, it ain't about getting nobody twerking to it. That's what you call that a coffee shop, right? Everyone would probably listen to this fully clothed. It's not gonna go for the strip club. That's what you be in coffee shop. There's more places to go out than the strip club and a coffee shop. I'm just saying.
This is like you can put this on in Barnes and Nobles and you'd be cool with that. Like this album could play it's a chilling album.
Man, Barnes and Nobles, man. That's more of a Drake thing.
Yeah, that's hate, man. That's hate. All right. What y'all rating it? I'd rate this a 9 to me. Strong 9.
Yeah.
I want to say
I can see that. I would say an 8.
I want to say 6 because I don't consider a rapper, but I really do think the production is good. So that makes you want to say 7. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a 6 or 7. I guess 6.5 then. I'm in between.
I'm like an 8.5. 8.5 for this one. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so y'all talking about the rapping ability. He's not like the dopest rapper of all time. I'm not gonna front and say that. As far as when, to me, it bothered me sometimes when some of the words didn't rhyme. Like you would finish a line and like it didn't rhyme with like the last line or something like that. That would annoy me a little bit. But to me, the songs are still really well written, written. So and like I said, the production's great, and so as a songwriting, because when I look at Saba, I'm not thinking of him as the greatest rapper. I'm thinking he's a rapper. He sings and he raps, and he kind of does a fusion. So I just care more about like how good the song is than like looking for some super dope bars. So in that sense, you know, yeah, he's not like Lupe Fiasco or something, but I definitely thought that it was good.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought this was a really good album, but yeah, homie be doing too much proclaiming his greatness, and I'm not hearing that. I'm like, where's the greatness? You know, that was an okay bar. Like, I'm not getting too many like screw face bars. I mean, dog, like you're not Ransom, dude. Look, I'm not mad because I did think the songs were well written, so I don't want to be. I don't want to give positives for the album and then cut up and hate. I think the album is good. I just thought that was funny. It kept standing out to me because like multiple times on the album I would hear stuff like that, and I'm just like, are we listening to the same album? Like,
yeah, because he would say, yeah. No, it caught me too. I mean, it caught every time he said it. It would be like, oh wow, like that's bold, you know, like to say, and you know, like the rhymes aren't at that level, you know. Yeah, so I hear you. It taught me about, you know, it kind of, you know,
because on the West Side song, didn't he like talk about how he's like the greatest from his hood and stuff like that? I'm like, isn't that like Lupe's hood? Aren't you?
No.
What's who he is? Like you're not close to that level, dog. Like I'm not trying to, you know. It was just odd to me. But again, he should be hyped and should say those things. And again, when the production that good, I might get on there and say I'm the greatest rapper of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
right.
That's what the verse say.
This is the other part I want to talk about because I didn't know No ID had it in him like this, man. Like this is like some of the live instruments. I mean, just the production on here to me was amazing. And No ID has made, you know, classic albums before, but just not to me that didn't sound like this. So
we can talk about that because No ID I feel like is one of the most like I don't have high expectations, even though I'll see his name and be like, oh, I gotta listen to it. And then I'll still be like, oh, this is gonna be okay. And then it's good. And I'm like, well, it's really good. Why am I surprised? This ain't the first time. It's not new. But I still be like kind of surprised. Which
exactly
is interesting place to be in with that much quality hip hop and classics that you done made for people to still feel like that. I don't really know how you got to that position.
Well, I feel like people, because like, okay, so for instance, when we talk about No ID and 444, a lot of Jay-Z fans hate that album and blame the production side of it because it's a different style of production that Jay-Z usually raps on. So I feel like No ID gets hate a lot. I feel like when No ID's praised, he's praised for his work with Common, you know, his early work with Common, and then of course he gets talked about as being Kanye's mentor, stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, sometimes he's I feel like a lot of times he's talked bad about, like, you know what I mean, like people not No ID album, like let's get hyped, you know, like they're not like, oh yo, my favorite rapper needs to lock in with No ID, like that's people not saying that, you know. So he has a weird like kind of legacy in hip hop. I feel like, you know, nobody ever puts him in the GOAT list. On this album, you know, Saba was like, you know, locked in with the GOAT, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because that made me think like, damn, this dude really could, you know, I don't think his argument is a strong one, but like you can make an argument and that's better than who, you know, that's better than most. So to me, that's great. So I thought that was, you know, real funny when I heard that. I said, okay, you know, I like it. Talk that shit. And No ID should have, you know, more of that. You know, I know some people sing his praises, but you're right. It don't be enough of that to me. You're right. He has a super weird position in hip hop.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
appreciate y'all in the chat, man. Super. We were talking about that Shay album earlier. I agree with this. I pretty much agree with this.
I like the first song. I didn't like that second to last song.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that one already, but I do agree with what a lot of the stuff you're saying.
Yeah, no, I definitely shout out. I saw he shouted out that the Jinx Dream. I shouted that one out. To me, that was the standout to me. You know, which again is kind of like, you know, a little you know, bad to say, like, you know, when the Jinx stands out on somebody else album, but I guess, you know, that's what a feature's for. I thought Midnight was a standout, but the voice was kind of it's kind of weird to me. I don't really love when people doing all kinds of weird voices. But yeah, I agree. The back half of the album was dope. So yeah, I praise the Shay. We said Shay's been on a consistent run for sure. She should be talked about more right now in hip hop. I feel like sometimes there's only room to talk about one woman in hip hop. I mean, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it has that like vibe. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Why is that, man? It always seems like especially in the mainstream space, especially like they instantly start beefing as soon as one chick comes out with something that's popular. It's like, oh, is she gonna beef with the chick that had the last hit? It's like, why is that necessary? Is it a requirement? With the women in the underground space, I feel for them because it's very difficult. Like Shay will be on songs with these other great male rappers, but I don't think she'll get credit. From the people that's fans of, like, if you're a fan of Ransom, are you gonna jump to be a Shay fan when you hear her with him? Like, I don't know. And then women, look, I don't want to be stereotypical and stuff like and assume things about people, but I don't see women really listening to like lyrical rap. Like, I really don't meet too many that's like, oh, you heard the bar on that one. Like, I don't. That's all I listen to a lot of that. Maybe I'm meeting the wrong women, but most of the time I go somewhere, I don't hear that talk. So, it's difficult for these women who they're not just shaking their ass constantly and they got bars. I mean, her Love. I feel like Love is the same way. Your fans are going to be fans of maybe the men that you associated with that. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems hard to build a fan base because I don't feel like a lot of men are like Lotto fans. Maybe I'm wrong, or some of these other rappers like are a bunch of men Nicki Minaj fans like running to her albums when they come out.
I think so.
No. Really?
No, I think so, man.
We're not talking about dudes thirsting over the women. We're talking about listening to their music.
But I mean,
not
they gotta
looking at
be
their
there.
pictures.
He's selling that many records. Even if we know numbers is fake, but still, like to even get up there, like you gotta have a lot of men listeners.
I don't think that's the case, man.
I don't think you have to, Doug.
Yeah, there's a lot of women. I mean,
I agree. I agree,
and I think there's a lot of women that like rap that will appreciate women that's rapping and that's rapping to them. I just don't know if so stuff that like let's say Shay. We talk about Shay. I don't know if women take it as her rapping to them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they feel like she's rapping to dudes. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but like this song right here, like Shay Noir. I mean, this comment, Shay Noir is dope, but she's hard. But her songs, real subjects are for females, and like even the song Destiny Rose on here, like it's about her daughter. And she talks about having struggle getting pregnant, and then having a daughter. Like to me, yeah, like that's music. Like like to me, I would feel like there's a lot of women that would relate to that. I appreciate hearing it, but like I can't relate, obviously. And then, but I don't know how many. I don't know. I've never been to a show. Like I don't know. Is it full of women or is it so many of the other underground rappers that I listen to? I've been to some of their shows and it's just dudes. You know what I mean? Like I've been to those shows. So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know what it's like for her.
Yeah, I just feel like the underground rap space is so dude oriented. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe that's just because I listen to so much of it that's all I see. But there's a lot of women that do listen to it. They just don't. They're not in the chats, and they're not doing this type of stuff on YouTube and things like that. Because I don't see too many of that. I see a lot of dudes on here talking about rap. The women I see online talking about rap, I see them championing Doechii. But I don't see them talking about too many other ladies' actual bars and stuff. I feel like it's just like bullshit, beefing, stupid stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, well, this is why I said so. To me, I think Shay, like okay, so Ransom had the does the Chaos is My Ladder, albums, 38 Specials, the the Sadness Shot. I feel like Shay should be in a rap group with, like, she should be in a group like that, or have a collab album like that with some of the dudes. You know what I mean? Like, in like a, same way Lauryn Hill, was in the Fugees, that sort of thing. Maybe it's a, I don't know, maybe that's a wrong, thought.
So
but I
what
feel
you're
like
saying
that,
is she needs a man to prop her up.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that she's
That's
dope. She's a dope rapper, period.
Boom.
And
They're gonna answer right there. That's it right there.
Yeah. So
and then look, and I talked to, like, I don't want, she might be mad at me for saying it, but my wife, she likes rap. She listens to a bunch of rap. Mm-hmm. She does not go and listen to a lot of new stuff. Like, she's not looking online for the new women rappers. So, or the underground, quote unquote, women rappers. So she's not, when she hears it, she's like, oh, this is great. But how do you connect and get those, get those fans to get their attention if they're getting, I guess, other stuff is in the way of between you as the rapper Shay and your fans who are potentially out there. I feel like you just gotta, I don't know how you market to them. I don't know how you get them.
Yeah,
and maybe that's the issue.
I agree. I feel like, women like the more poppy hit songs, like in general. And so, I mean, again, that's, that's a generalization, but that's typically what I hear, so yeah, man. No, I disagree with this. Females don't really listen to Doechii either. Look at her album sales, even after the Grammy. I disagree with this. I have several. Number one, my wife, was talking about Doechii. I have some friends who not even that into hip hop who start texting me because they know I'm into hip hop. Women, that are like, have you heard of Doechii? Like they're putting me on some, like, the new rapper they heard. Have you heard of this person named Doechii? Like, oh my gosh, her music's so good. She reminds me of Nicki Minaj, or something like that. So, and I'm like, bad. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I heard of her. I heard of her. So her media push has been serious. I know B-Dog said a long time ago she was an industry plant. A lot of people agreeing with you out there, B-Dog. A lot of people out there agreeing with you. What's your thoughts on that?
Nothing. I guess we have to classify plant, really, but I just think anyone who gets a button push is insane within your first year of your career. Or I guess people have been saying she's been out for a while, but your first bubble ever, you get the button push is crazy to me. That's the same. And not earned.
Yeah, I mean, she would argue that she's been doing more stuff for a long time and no one cared, basically.
And I would tell her to shut the fuck up because we don't care what she says. Obviously, there's a man's podcast. We're being misogynistic. We just told these women for 15 minutes what we think they should do. So we don't care about Doechii's opinion on this podcast.
All right. Well, I don't. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Man, what's funny though is Doechii. I saw she has one of her songs. I forgot what song it is. One of her songs got pulled down by the producer. Producer said she ain't paying her. Y'all saw that story?
No, I ain't see that.
Oh man, it was on Reddit too. Yeah, I was saying, man, she following all the Lord Hill timeline, man. She the second woman to get a Grammy. She don't pay her producers. I'm like, yo, she following the blueprint.
Is she showing up on time to her shows?
I don't know. I don't know about that one. Just a matter of time. She'll start showing up late. Yeah, that's good. That's good. She tried to follow in the blueprint to the GOAT,
That's funny.
All right, man. Let's move on, man.
You want to answer this? Who is the biggest plant in the decade?
Lizzo. Literally.
Lizzo? Okay, I see.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say Jack Harlow.
I heard she losing weight.
Yeah.
Body positivity shit is out the window when you're not selling the same. You got to start losing weight now.
God,
do that away fast. But the biggest plant, I still think it's probably Jack Harlow, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, what about what was the one dude, man? He came out, he had a hit song. I never heard him again. It was like if I hit it one time, I'm a wife for something like that. I forgot the song was.
Man, I don't know.
It ain't safe for the black or the white girls. What the song was? Cardi B was on it or something, right?
G-Eazy.
Yeah.
G-Eazy. Yeah, what happened to that dude?
Yeah.
He was a big time plant too, man.
I don't know because G-Eazy had I don't think
he was never that. It's the plant.
Exactly.
They everywhere. Like Jack Harlow was on magazines, in a movie, everywhere. Like to me, that's what I'm like. Everywhere. I'm like, yo, that you can't avoid it. When the industry plants somebody, it's like, boom, they here. I know you never heard of me, but they're here now. You're gonna see them everywhere, and then like that's what I consider the plant. You know,
no, all right. And Jack Harlow got to be number one then.
Yeah. Iggy, I don't think Iggy is. Well, okay, Iggy was just signed by T.I., right? And that was super long
she
ago.
was in a plant. And that was a really long time ago. But
I thought she was just signed by T.I. She had the fancy song T.I. like wrote for or something like that, and I don't think that.
Yeah, too.
And then she disappeared.
Yeah,
and then she was fine, so she just stayed around for a little bit. But yeah, she disappeared.
Yeah, that's messed up. But like every time they have an article about her or whatever, because it's always like baby daddy drama or whatever with her, and everybody just be like, "It's over for you. Do porn." I'm like, "Dang, that's messed up, man. That's messed up.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
People are crazy." It's like in every comment, I feel like on the articles about her and stuff. It's like,
I
damn,
agree.
That's messed up, man.
But that is crazy. My thing is, I remember when we brought up Jack Harlow being a plant when we first started the podcast, and I was like, nah, there's no way. But I'm starting to believe it more because they're MIA. Like, we ain't heard from him since.
No, he just dropped a song with Doja Cat or something like that, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but she kind of won too, though.
You saying she... Okay, well, I don't really know nothing about her, man. I don't.
I feel like she got that same type of sauce on it. She got that industry plant sauce.
Okay.
I don't know if she's a plant, but she's definitely industry darling. They like her a lot. They prop her up.
Mm-hmm. Well, see that's what I think about Doja. Now it was I saw her in a thing with Will Smith or whatever doing the Fresh Prince dance with Will Smith and stuff. Like I just. Why is she everywhere? It's getting annoying. It's getting real annoying. I mean, like, what is this? I was like, oh, look, that's Will Smith and Ashley. You know, like, they doing their dance. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. And then, like, all of a sudden, Doja come out of nowhere. I'm like, you're not in the show? What are you doing?
Did you see the thing with Lauryn Hill and Doechii or whatever?
Yeah, when she performed with it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, I was like, oh, this chick is all over the place.
But you're in a concert is like, I'm cool with a concert. Like that's what you do. You're an artist, do music. Mm-hmm. Why are you dancing in a video with like people from a show you would never on? Like, I just don't get what the correlation is. Like in some of these places, you know what I mean? Like
the correlation is you see her again. Don't forget, go stream that album again. I saw the deluxe just came out or something. Or it was in my new releases. I didn't listen to it again.
I'm about to say
we got the same album.
That song that they're dancing to,
but it wasn't an album though.
Isn't it her song? Yeah. But the song they dancing to is her song, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
this is good right here.
I hate that fucking song, by the way. And that's really good. That's a great comment.
Yeah.
Great comment. There. That's good. All right, man. Let's move on, man. Let's move on to the main topic, man. We got people in the chat. So let's talk about this Playboy Cardi album, man. Playboy Cardi, man. First off, I want to know y'all thoughts on Playboy Cardi, man. Some people, say this dude is like the best artist. He's big, popular. And his music is very different. So I want to know what y'all think. Started off, man, Baldy.
Why you come to me first? Man, you know what I'm about to say. This nigga sucks, man. I don't want to hear this nigga struggle the music again. I can't stand this dude, man. This is not for me. I don't care. I could be called whatever. It doesn't matter. The nigga's garbage.
Wait, hold on.
Stay away from any of this.
All right, V-Dog, you go ahead.
Okay.
Good.
Hold on,
ahead.
hold on, hold on.
What are you saying?
I just looked at some of these songs for Playboy Cardi. I didn't know he was the dude with the "Hey yo, Pierre, you want to come here?" Yeah, I like that Magnolia song was fire, but that's the only song I ever heard from him. I'm not a big fan of this guy. I don't know. I didn't
Okay,
know he
see, I
was
was
that
coming to
big.
you. You
He's
the
what,
young
the
man.
298?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a better, different perspective than me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know he
man.
was
You
that
supposed
big,
to
man.
rep for the
Shout out
Gen
to this guy.
Zs out there.
Hey, this man's selling 300K first week. I'm impressed.
Okay, all right. So yeah, like I say, he's a big artist. Shout out to 504 Boy, man.
Appreciate it.
Um,
Shout out.
yeah, man. Come on. You supposed to represent for the young for the young generation. I'm here. Everybody knows the kind of music I like. This isn't it. I like bars. Um, okay, so this comment, right? Whack rhymes, dope beats, the end. Even that, man, I
I don't
don't
even like the beats.
Yeah, we like the beats. That's the thing. I would be down with it if it was. I don't care what it. It's just super repetitive. Like he's saying whatever. Like pop out, whatever. I don't care. He just says whatever the name of the song is, like over and over again. I don't care. But if the beat was dope, I'd be cool with it. And the beat is like a lot of stuff going on, right? It's like a lot of like it'll be a lot of hi hats or a lot of electronic sounds. But what bothered me is that it has no bass. There's so many songs on here. I tried to listen to this stuff hard, man. I really like open mind, try to listen. And like I kept in my car, I kept waiting for the bass to drop. It's like I don't understand how this is like supposed to be the hype music, the rage rap, and there's like no bass in a lot of songs. That threw me off.
Children are stupid, man. Look, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I'm not trying to listen to this shit. I tried to turn this shit on. I saw people was hyped up. I said, man, listen to this again. I know it's gonna suck. So maybe I need to be more high. I mean, maybe I need to try some different combination of drugs with this. Maybe it's shrooms. Maybe it's maybe you have to go all the way and just splurge on some cocaine. I don't understand how you can sit up here and tell me that this shit is good. Like some young person got to tell me what drugs they on. How you turn your brain off? I've tried this in my life. I've never been successful at just turning my brain off completely.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know we need some young people in the chat. It looks like everybody in the chat mostly agrees with us though. Okay, so here's somebody says the album reminds me of X's music. B-Dog, you a X fan, right? No, okay, you just don't.
No.
Look, man,
I don't know. Bad representative.
I never
music
listened to
wasn't good either.
XXX Tentacion? Yeah, I didn't listen to that guy. He was the op of Drake, and Drake got that nigga killed. You know we ain't listen to that. You know we ain't listen to that.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not positive. How you hype? How you hype over that? That's crazy, dog.
Come on, man. Well,
canceled. You must be fired from the show, dog. That's crazy.
What Drake said.
I don't get it, man.
If he would have
like I said,
shut up on that live, he'd be alive again.
All right.
I don't know how to vibe.
We don't promote. This is true. Look, we gotta do our Joe Budden.
Teach me how to vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Vibe. This sounds like turn your brain off and sit here and just repeat the same shit over and over. I'm trying.
Yeah.
It's not working for me.
It is, and my thing is, I'm cool. I listen to instrumental music, like I've listened to instrumental hip hop. So like whatever, he's just saying the same word over and over again. I could ignore like the bad rapping. Like that's not even the part that like it's crazy to me. I was shocked when like the whole song, like I've kept listening to these songs and I'd be waiting for the beat to drop, waiting for the bass to hit. And I'm like, this is supposed to be hype music, and then like there was no bass. It did not make my trunk rattle at all. Like I was so thrown off, man. Like it's crazy to me.
I mean, I think it's hip hop music, but it's not exactly the same. I mean, the stuff we just talked about with that Saba, this is not the same. It's hard to put these in the same genre. Go ahead, B-Dog. What you about to say?
I'm about to say he named his. I mean, the album cover is "I Am Music." I'm like, oh man, I automatically don't want to listen to it because it's just gonna be disappointing. I'm good on this guy, honestly. I don't need to
No,
listen
but
to
it's
anything.
garbage. I mean, look, man, I just can't. I just look. I said this earlier. Okay, I don't know how to relate. I just can't. I tried. I mean, this is like if I turn on some other genre of music that I don't want to hear. Like if I don't want to hear classical music, you want to hear some just playing violins, cool. That's not it for me. I can't do this either. It's the same type of thing. Like I could say, okay, I guess that's good. Okay, I guess that has some skill required to do. I guess because some people love it.
Yeah, to me, it's a different genre. It really is like a completely different genre. It's weird now. I mean, hip hop has grown, so much, so many different sounds in hip hop at this point, but we really don't, in any way really, separate the genres. We talked about this before. There was that discussion that got started when I think it was Common and Q-Tip talked about whether there should be like a contemporary rap genre or something like that, that's separate from the regular or other types of hip hop. Yeah, because this stuff don't sound the same, right? Like if this is in a category like so going for an award with, say, the same as that Saba album or the same as that who else dropped this year? Brother Ali, Satisfied Soul, like all those things sound so different, right? You know what I mean? Like they don't sound the same at all, but they're all in the hip hop umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And like to me, I don't see how anybody could really enjoy all of it. Like they're so drastically different. It's like even with rock music, they have different genres. Like there's whether it's classical rock. And then there's like death metal, and like they're not the same. Like you can love one and hate the other, and that's to me like this is the equivalent of like I don't know, of death metal or something like that. I just don't. Yeah, it's not really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I know, like I said, I've tried too many times to try to relate to these young people, and I can't. And I feel like it's a waste of time to try, but I keep doing it because I do feel like I want to understand what's going on. I want to know, okay, something else. This is a big thing. It's a big release. It's in hip hop. I want to listen to it. I want to see what people are talking about, and that way I can hate on it accurately. I do think this is true on a couple of the songs. Oh no, not this one, where he did have some different styles, like a couple times. But I mean, for the most part, it's still trash. Like I don't know how to. I don't know how much credit you get for being trash at different styles. And
no fronting, man. I can get through all 34 songs on this album. He just dropped the deluxe too now. So it's 34 songs now. I can get through all 34 songs. I skipped around a bit. I listened to the first like 5 songs straight. I listened to Evil Jordan and then I was like, okay, where are the songs with Kendrick on them? So I skipped to the different features and stuff. But 34 songs, man, is a lot. If it was music I did who's listening to 34 songs? But that's
the thing is kids, dog. These kids, it's just different, man. Like, look, when I was working with kids more, they keep them things in their ear like at all times, and this shit must be playing on repeat. Like, I don't know why else you dropping this many songs. Like, are people just jumping around picking and choosing ones? Because when I first heard it, I wanted to hear like, oh, Travis Scott on this song. Let me listen to this one. Oh, Kendrick on this song. Let me check this one. But then I was like, oh, but every time I listen to one of these with these features, they're bad. So let me go to one that's not features. Oh, this is worse. Then I just said, okay, let me stop, do something else. I'm gonna come back, try to be fresh with it, try again. Mm-hmm. Then I was like, oh no, this is bad too. I just don't want to hear this shit no more. Like it's just, it's not a thing that I can really do. Yeah, the songs are quick, but I would rather have a rapper that gave me a decent 12. Like the dude can he write any? Look, I don't understand how y'all listen to this. I think like Nori sucks as a rapper, and Nori is like cannabis to this nigga. I mean, like I don't even know how y'all can say that this dude makes good songs at all.
I mean, and here's the thing. Look, it's some people saying, okay, the songs are quick. That's not true. There's lots of 3-minute songs on there. Tons of 3-minute songs on there. The whole album time comes out to an hour and a half. Okay, so I mean, yeah, tons of 3-minute songs, 2.5. This is general. This is standard. I mean, there's a few that are 90 seconds, but this is pretty standard. I mean, when we look at any of the other albums we listen to today, too, most songs are about 2.5 minutes. At this point, so like that's not even true. It's not even that short, but it's super repetitive, like really repetitive. Like every time, it's like he's saying the same word a bunch of times, which is like I don't know. It's just not for, like I said. I don't want to beat a dead horse. It's not for us. But let's get to the.
Let me know what drug makes you on that makes you like it. Put that in the chat for me, man. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off, Down.
No. So let's talk about the other part of this, man, because Kendrick Lamar featured on this album, I believe 3 times. I heard he had he had part of the Prostate influence on this album as well. From rumors or whatever, people have said that Kendrick Lamar had some part in helping put the album together.
Really?
Listen. I don't know. This is just internet talk. That he had a hand in. He was working with them in some capacity. Because there was a rumor that Cardi had a song with Drake and it was removed. Yeah, it was removed.
Yeah, no wonder this album fucking sucks.
That's not a flex. That's an anti-flex. Like, I don't know what the opposite of a flex is. It's not a good look.
Regardless, he's on the album 3 times. Okay, so he was clearly, they were working together. Regardless, I don't know. I don't want to spread rumors. It's just he was. People said it is one guy. This is a rumor I've spread. Personally, on my other account, I saw. I said that Kendrick was a part of this. But no. But in all seriousness, obviously Kendrick was involved in some sort of way. He's on 3 different songs. Okay. So they're clearly hanging out together.
PG Lang, come on, man.
I don't think that's true, but
we spreading rumors.
Yeah. This is Kendrick first signing, Playboy Cardi. All right.
Kendrick only hangs with whack rappers down. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's a fact. Yeah.
It is a fact. No, it's a fact.
Every rapper on GNX is trash. Like, I mean, not Kendrick, but like every feature.
No, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, so that's this part. So this is what we're talking about, because there's people are calling Kendrick a hypocrite right now, or some people have leveled that accusation towards him because obviously Cardi has some domestic violence accusations. Different. He had Kodak Black on Mr. Morale. He has his own troubled past. You just were talking about the people on GNX. What's the dude? Lefty. Was it Lefty Gunplay or whatever? He's got.
We better off not saying his name.
Regardless, so the point is, do y'all think it's critical for Kendrick to work with some of these people, especially after doing an entire rap beef where he played the moral high ground on Drake and said people like Drake should die, made a whole song about Drake being a deadbeat and how terrible it is, made another song about how he's not like us, or people like, with those poor morals are not like him. Do you think it's hypocritical for him to then go and work with these people?
Of course, because he sucks. I hate Kendrick. Fuck Kendrick. Yay.
Yeah. I don't really give a shit. I don't really think it's really that hypocritical, man. I think I mean, to me, it's different times, different modes. If I'm talking bad about you, don't mean that I don't like anybody that did some of that bad stuff. I'm just talking bad about you. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily. I think people make too much of the stuff that's said in the rap, so they holding on to certain things that the dude say. Did he say that he never hangs with like bad guys? Because I mean, isn't that? I find that hard to believe. He got label mates says they got weird stuff going on. We got former gangsters and shit like that he knows in his family or current gangsters or whatever. Like, I'm sure he's not pro murder or whatever. So I don't think it's really hypocritical, or maybe it is, but it's just the same hypocritical as everybody else.
See, I disagree. Okay, and I'm glad you brought this up, because this is an argument many people have, right? Okay, it's a rap battle. You can say whatever you want in a rap battle, and it doesn't have to be serious. But I disagree because most rap battles aren't "I'm a better person than you." That's not how most rap battles go. Okay, most of the time it's not someone playing a moral high ground. Usually it's an attack on authenticity, right? Saying you're not gangster, or you're not as as this as you say you are, or you're not as that as you say you are. But not usually I'm an upstanding human being and you are a trash one. That's not like usually the stance that is said.
Okay, did he say I'm the great moral guy or you're not? I thought he said you're not.
He said they not like us. So let me pull up. You know what? Let me pull up his interview.
Come on,
Let's pull up. Let's not hear from me. Let's hear from Kendrick Lamar himself. Let's hear from Kendrick Lamar himself.
Dumb it down. The ISO. Dumb it down. Been waiting for the.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, dog. Like, let's look at Kendrick Lamar's own words right here. When SZA asked the man, what does not like us mean to you, right? Kendrick Lamar didn't say, "Oh, this is just about it's just about a beef," or it was just about he didn't say it was about race or culture or anything else like that. Instead, what he says is, "Not like us. Not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent." Now, if you identify with the man that I represent, okay, so this is break that down for me. This man has morals. He has values. Wow. He believes in something. He stands on something. He's not pandering, right? He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes, and can dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of not like us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that. Okay? So he makes it about morals, right? Not like us, about morals. Saying you guys are immoral, I am not, all right? Or I'm definitely not immoral like you guys are. And then to be rapping with, okay, several people accused of domestic violence, right? Rapping with Dr. Dre, rapping with Playboi Carti, right? Like rapping with like several of these people. Who is the us? Where is the moral us? TDE got all allegations down too. Like where are the moral upstanding people, the man that he identifies with? Where's the men that he represents? He could just as easily go do a feature with a Mos Def if he wanted to, or something like that, right? He wants to rap with these people. He's choosing to rap with these people, right? And he chose to take this stance in the battle to say that they not like us. He could have made it about anything. He could answer this it's about anything, right? He could have said it's about culture. The people who represent hip hop, and some people don't represent the values of hip hop, and that's what he meant, right? He could have said it about anything, but he made it about morals. Meet the Grams. You look at the lyrics of Meet the Grams. If I pull them up, he says that people like Drake. He says your son is a terrible person. I think people like him should die. Like he talks about him being a deadbeat, right? And then you go and rap with deadbeat dads? Like, I just don't, like, this dude, Playboi Carti, I mean, there's videos of his, girlfriend on talking to the cops after being, abused, pregnant. So this man is got video, I mean, accusations of him beating his pregnant girlfriend, and that's who you rap with. Like, I'm just saying, like, how are you not a hypocrite? That's
right.
Okay. I mean, I don't. I just find this of such little importance. So yes, okay. I don't think you're wrong. I think it's fair. but I also don't understand why that matters so much. Like, besides his stands, I understand that his fans and of course, I'm not even saying fans, it's really stands that are acting as though like you read that quote from the Harper's Bazaar interview. Them just probably had that posted on their wall, like grandma's got them things in their house that just says like kitchen, you know, like that are very popular with signs of people's house. So I get what you're saying, but I also don't really see it really mattering. I have more of an issue with the position that Kendrick seems to be in right now, which is, and this is why I feel like this whole beef thing has really turned it really turned it to be a 50 and Ja type situation, because you hated on it for doing certain stuff, and it seemed to be that he's doing that same stuff now.
Exactly.
But I don't know if that's the same hypocritical stuff that you're talking about. Like that moral shit, I don't care about that shit. I don't care about that shit. You want to hang out with dudes that make terrible music like this? That's fine. If they beat their girl and you said you don't hang with people that beat their girl, but you want to be on these songs, that don't bother me. If the songs were good, I would have nothing bad to say, really. I mean, I think the songs are terrible. So it's hard for me to give a shit about the moral hypocrisy. Like, yes, that was the angle he played against Drake. Yes, I think it was well done and worked for him. Do I give a shit anymore? No. The whole Drake thing, if it's not over, it's well done. It ran its course for the most part.
Okay, well then that's fine. But you bringing up the other part that's hypocritical about this. Cool over here says the same thing. My main issue with Cardi thing is that it's super blatant wave riding. Imagine if Jay-Z had 3 appearances on Flesh of My Flesh. Jay-Z has wave jumped on other people, the hot people's tracks before. But
that is the pattern for that is a blueprint for success in mainstream rap.
And
Jigga was one of the best at this, man. Where you keep riding the different shit that's coming, the different waves, get on them. Drake did it to perfection. I mean, to big time success. Again, I don't think it's musical success, but big time album sales and single sales. Jumping on these tracks for certain people at certain times.
So that brings us to the third verse of Not Like Us. Okay. Okay. So look at this. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the Mexican builder railroads and trains. Bear with me a second. Let me put y'all on game. All right. So this is the whole thing. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. You call Future when you didn't see the club. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. 21 gave you false street cred. Thug made you feel like a slime in your head. This is the whole thing that he said in his whole third verse, right? And at the end he says, you're not a colleague, you're a colonizer. And now Kendrick Lamar, after he rapped about watching the party die, okay?
Wow.
After he said this, after he diss Drake for doing this, he jumps on everybody's wave. I mean, why is this guy everything he says he stands for, he just shows that he doesn't really mean it. Like, this dude is a complete, just scam artist, dog. I can't believe people bought this dude's,
it's not a scam, man. You gotta. I mean, look, people buy marketing, dog. Like, I don't know what to say. This right here, I mean, this is why Drake lost. He doesn't have counters to these things. He can, but you can say a lot of the same stuff about that. I mean, obviously he's had progression in his career as well. So look, again, hypocritical, that's fair. It's fair. I don't see how that is like some kind of disqualifying thing. When your next album come out, I'm still gonna listen to Hypocritical or not. Like, I don't. I mean, I listen to deadbeats. I listen to other weirdos. I listen to people with bad who did crimes. It doesn't, like, I don't know. I don't really give a shit about some of this stuff.
And my issue is how I don't care in general. All right, if a rapper said raps about they say I'm okay, if a rapper says I'm I'm against whatever, and that's what you stand on, cool. What the issue is about being hypocritical here is that he's not in his conversation, in his language, in his music, in his who he represents, he's not consistent. If you consistently represent yourself as a street dude, cool. If you consistently represent yourself as a nerd, cool. Like whatever you say you are, like if you represent yourself as I'm a moral man, I'm working on my spiritual self, and I'm overcoming my generational trauma, and I'm mature and all this other stuff, cool. But then don't go in and then just immediately like crap on everything that you said you stand for. Like that don't make sense. How am I supposed to, as a fan, how am I supposed to connect to somebody who can't even hold to their own ideology? You know what I
How
mean?
is he supposed to connect? Come on, man. You ain't got to get this way.
I don't know. If Stove God all of a sudden started saying, start rapping about don't sell drugs, kids, or don't do drugs, kids. Like if you start making a Dare commercial, I don't know. Wouldn't you be a little bit weirded out? Like I don't know, to be weird, right?
Listen to him no more. Yeah, I mean, but Dr. Dre did it successfully. I mean, look, I don't. Also, for the record, I don't listen to no rapists. Not that I know of. Okay, anybody that got a real rape charge, I stopped with them. Okay, I never liked Game. He's a supposed rapist. Oh, well, he lost in civil court. I don't know Mystical no more. I used to be a big Mystical fan.
I mean, Mystical. That's what I meant.
No Mystical no more for me. Who else? I don't fucking know rapists, dog. Okay, the rest of murderers, that's fine. I don't have no problem with that. But rapists, nah, dog. Okay,
no. Well, no. So okay. Here's the thing. You are the chance that this is a good comment. We listen to murderers, rapists, abuse or whatever. But we draw the line of hypocrites. Now, my issue is number one. Most of the things I think rappers rap about, I don't think they're actually true. But my point is, regardless whether it's true or not, if you're rapping about your life, right, your life, whatever you stand for, whatever you live, I don't have to agree with it, but I can respect however you decide to live your life. But if you contradict your ideals, your own ideals, the way you told me that you want to live, then now you're just a liar. Like I don't understand. Like yeah, like I just don't get it. Like how am I supposed to believe anything you say again?
I didn't know this.
And that Missionary album was trash too. So I mean, we hated on Dre,
but yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm fine never listening to Dre again. I'll be honest. I don't ever need to listen to another one of his songs ever made. I'm good.
But yes, okay. So I mean, look, it's fair, man. I get it. I get the authenticity problem. Like I get why you're saying this. I don't think that this is necessarily wrong. I don't know how much I care. My thing is, if the music was fire, I would say the music was fire. And I feel like the music's not been fire, so I feel like that's why I ain't been fucking with it. Like, if the music was fire, I would overlook a lot of this crap.
Yeah, I don't.
Freddie Gibbs got an asshole on the internet. I listen to the music daily. I don't even care because the music's too good. I personally, it just won't matter to me.
Even okay, so I mean, in a way, I understand what you're saying, but even still, I don't care how good the music is. I just not your savior, but dresses Jesus. Dude puts himself on the pedestal. Exactly. And a lot of his fans are using he's not your savior as a combat to this, this criticism, right? It's saying, you can't criticize him because he's already said he's not your savior. That's a dumb response. Like, I'm not looking for a savior. Like, nobody's looking for a savior.
The chat cooking.
So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. I agree with everything that people are saying in the chat, man. I agree with everything that people are saying.
What kind of satanic rituals Cardi be doing on stage? I have heard about this, but I ain't never seen no videos. Like, what he be doing, man?
I don't know.
I mean, like I said, Doug. My thing with the dot stuff is, if his fans weren't so annoying to me, then I really wouldn't even like, this wouldn't cross my attention span. Like I said, I turned this album on. I checked it. When I heard Dot was on it 3 times, One of the songs I thought was absolutely atrocious. One of the songs I thought Kendrick had a good verse on, and the other one I just thought was meh. And it's just like, okay. I don't know where the reputation. My thing is, like I said, I get more upset about the weird reputation that's grown as if Kendrick is out here killing features on the level of some other greats. You know, like I think like we talked about it, but J. Cole or other people like that who have great feature runs, Method Man, other rappers, you know, who do a great job on features. I don't know where that has been for Kendrick for a while.
Well,
I have not seen that recently.
Well, that's the other part of it. To me, where I'm again, to me, it goes to again his hypocritical nature is because even in his Super Bowl, interview in the Deska, he talked about how right now I'm just in the mood to rap on hard beats and I'm just about hip hop, and he did the whole watch the party die, and it's not about the pop stuff. It's about hip hop. People are saying he's bringing the culture back, and then
I hate when I hear people say that.
Right, exactly. But his features, right? If he is supposed to be the representative of hip hop right now, his features ain't. He's not barring it up like that. He's not bringing quality to his rhymes. Like in any great way, like J. Cole is or something like that. So he's not killing these features. He's not rapping with other great rappers. He's not getting on the track with any other lyricists. He's just getting on the track with these weirdos, right? So
they're trash. They just say these niggas can't rap, man. They can't rap.
But not just that. They can't rap, and then they have weird allegations. So it's like, it's two-sided. Like,
but the people on his album, I felt like on GNX can't rap. Like the features he had, or at least they didn't show it. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it. So, my favorite Kendrick's good features. I think he has some great features. They're just old. I do love Like That.
Very old.
Like That was dope. I think he had dope features on. I mean, people always bring up the nostalgia with Pusha T.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's just the one people always bring up.
The Tribe album, that was old.
I liked his features on the NERD album. Yeah, the NERD album. I thought he had some super dope features on that one. So yeah, I mean, he had good ones in the past, but he's still even then never other than the Pusha T, other than the one with Pusha T. That's the one example where he's rapped with another, other dope rapper. Like he's never got this. Every time he gets on the track with J. Cole.
That was a minute ago.
Currency top.
Yeah, I don't even remember that one. I don't remember that one. I
don't remember that.
But every time he's got on the track with J. Cole, he doesn't rap, right? He's ducked rapping with other dope rappers. Okay, and I think that's you can't have the crown that people want to give him when he doesn't do that, to me. So, but that's it, man.
I just don't. Yeah, to me, I get excited when I hear rappers say things and do things that I've never heard or seen. And I did see Kendrick do stuff I never saw, but it was a Super Bowl performance. I thought the choreography was stuff I never saw, not the rapping. Which is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Is people get hyped off of stuff that to me is not exciting. Luther is not exciting to me. In fact, I think that song is trash. Most of the songs on GNX are just lame to me. But people get hyped on stuff like I don't even know Peekaboo, and I think that's terrible. So we just don't relate, and that's okay.
So
I don't expect. This is a good question. I don't expect Drake to rap with lyrical miracle rappers because he's also trash, and that's a question.
He's a mainstream pop artist. Now, when we having these kind of conversations, we're not putting Drake in it. Look, this is the thing that people do. Anytime you talk about or criticize Kendrick, they assume that you have Drake, some high place or something like that. But that's not the case. We don't expect anything of that nature from Drake. But even still, Drake has rapped several times with Jay-Z. Drake has rapped, with J. Cole. So give that what you will. But I don't call Drake some lyricist, right? He's like we said, a pop artist. But Kendrick has said he was doing this for the culture, not replacing Drake as the premier pop artist. But that's what he seemed like he wanted to do.
That is my, and I'm about to say that's where I had the thing, because to me, I feel like he's just replacing Drake as the premier pop artist, the premier mainstream rapper with industry push and support, and you know, that type of push and looks. You know, the looks that Drake would have got, he basically torched those when he decided to sue his bosses and not shut up and take whatever deal they've been giving him. Because basically he wanted a better deal. They said no. And he was like, well, I'm gonna do this and this. And they said, no, you're gonna take this big time 360 and be happy with it. And he don't want to do that. So he got pushed to the corner, or he's on to the side, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think they'll pump up his numbers. I think they pump up these dot numbers. I think they pump up everybody's numbers. These Cardi numbers might be fake. I don't know. I don't. Trust
his album's still selling. His album's still selling, and that song Nokia is still on the charts now. And then as far as the lawsuit stuff go, I mean, look, there's still much to be seen, but UMG keeps pushing the discovery stuff. Like, they just won't release these records, so it just makes me feel like, I don't know if I'm they really make me feel like they got something to hide.
They do. The numbers is fake. Spotify pays them. Spotify never made a profit till this year. This is the first time they ever made a profit, because they don't make no money. This shit is all scams and money moved around. I don't believe none of the stuff that they say. They say, hey man, this guy is selling. Nicki Minaj got more record sales than Aretha Franklin. It's like, okay, if you say so. But who went to the store and bought that shit? Like, it's not the same. So cool, man. Great. Whatever they say. I'm just not gonna get freaked out about it. I completely disagree with this. I think Drake has good songs, rapping songs. He has a questionable pen. What am I supposed to do?
I think the whole, it happened right before the beef, but that Scary Hours 4 or whatever that dropped, I thought was full of good rapping Drake. I think Drake can rap. I think the questionable pen stuff, even the reference tracks that have dropped, from him, they're not of like his dope verses. They're of like hooks. Like there's like Legend or whatever and stuff like that. It's like these hit songs, but not like, they're not like somebody, spitting some dope rhymes and Drake copied them or something like that. So I don't think that he's a talentless rapper. I don't think but he's disqualified from being in the conversation of a. He's not an all-time great rapper, in my opinion. Exactly.
Y'all could talk about numbers and shit all you want. To me, that shit don't matter. I don't even believe the shit, and I don't think that's all he got. That's his argument. His argument is, I did a lot of songs with a lot of people and sold a lot of records. Okay.
It says you are brought it up, man. What y'all think? B-Dog, first of all, what's your thoughts on all this, man? Because you ain't saying nothing.
As far as the Kendrick being a hypocrite,
Kendrick, Drake.
Care. I feel like people. The part that makes me mad with Kendrick is, I'm not even mad at Kendrick himself. It's more his fans. I just hate the way media covers him and his fans. Himself, he hasn't done much that pissed me off besides I was watching, he wrote that letter. I've been watching the culture. Then he came, it's in a bad place. And then he drops Mr. Morale. That was really stupid to me. And that album was terrible. That didn't get me excited. GNX was good. I liked it, but I'm hating it more and more every day because the algorithms keep putting it on in my face. And I'm tired of every time I listen to an album, the first song that comes on is TV off or this and that. And it's not even the same type of music. I can be listening to R&B or something, and it's like Kendrick song automatically in my algorithms. I hate it.
Yo, again, like I said, these streaming services have to pay the record company. The record company says, put this shit on more. They put the shit on more. It's really that simple. It don't matter what genre it is. If you anywhere near the genre, If you anywhere near pop, I bet they serve your ass some Taylor Swift. If you anywhere near rap and you listen to lady rap, I bet you they serving you Doja Cat. Like they serve you what the fuck they want because they have the now. You could, of course, if you're actively listening, you could thumbs it down. You could, say block this, don't give me this, whatever. But the algorithm will throw it to you if that's what they want you to listen to.
Yeah,
the algorithm's not neutral. Just like YouTube will give me clips from CNN if I want to watch politics instead of Joe Schmo, who's doing a political streamer, like because that's who they make more money. They're gonna give you what they want to give you money stuff from. Like they have control over it. It's not like neutral.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, that's why I'm so interested in when this discovery, if it ever comes out, man, because the UMG is really like flitting around with this stuff, man. They have to. It's part of the legal.
No, they won't.
They got a discovery as part of the legal process.
Bro, it's just like that Donald Trump shit where he just put out the JFK files and the FBI put theirs out. The CIA ain't put their shit out. They're not putting that shit out. It's not coming out because they shot that and it's known. They're not putting it out. They're not gonna put out. Hey, yes, we've been breaking the law and pumping up shit illegally for years. We do payola every day, but they're not gonna put that out. Look, I could be wrong, and I will be shocked. Let's just say that. I don't foresee a situation where they're gonna sit up here and give you all their real files on how the algorithms work or whatever, or how they negotiate the deals with the radio. Like that's not happening.
Yeah, you're right. Because how often does a big company like all of the stuff like that never happens? You know how many times companies they don't let the credit card scammers hack them and this and that, all of these hacks, but none of the stuff, the real stuff coming out. Yeah.
Man. They got some of these companies got files like, yes, our shit gives everybody cancer. That shit ain't coming out. They go to court. They go to court, and every once in a while they catch them and make them come out with them files, and they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, bro." Like when they got the cigarette people, they were like, "Yeah, we'll pay the fine." Wells Fargo got hit about 8 times for scamming people. We made a video on it like our first year. They had got caught again by the Justice Department. It was like, "Yo, pay a bunch of billions. Y'all scamming people." They was like, "Yeah, sorry, bro," and they pay their fine, and people still go there. And I keep every time I tell them, I'm like, "Why is you fucking with Wells Fargo, bro?" And all the banks is bad, but like they really like the most nastiest one, and y'all still be up in there. So I just don't see how. I'd be very surprised if all of a sudden UMG was like, "All right, we brought our files out to Drake," and Drake is now like a hero of exposing the stuff. Hey, he does it great for him, but I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
You think people would apologize for all of the Karen shitting on them they've done? Because it is some Karen shit.
I don't see people apologize. I don't see people apologizing. Yeah,
if something good comes out of it, though, if he really did get them to expose that type of practices, that would be great. I just don't see how that would.
Nah,
I see like there's no way in hell that'll happen. They'll just settle with him out of court and pay him $10 million or whatever to shut up. They give him $200 million.
Exactly.
Like it's over with now. You good?
They'll settle.
Sign an
NDA
and
let him out of his deal. Yeah, they probably just let him go out of his deal.
Here's $200 million. Go away. We not helping you no more. We not cool.
Yeah.
Like however much the money is, there'll be some kind of monetary settlement before if the court press them to release it. All of a sudden, you'll see there's a settlement. The shit is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if we get everything. I love,
but that's why. But it's part of the like. It's honestly, what makes is what's annoying is some of my favorite like hip hop like commentators and stuff like that. Like when you talk about the Kendrick fans, it's like a lot of them are Kendrick fans, and it's so annoying when they're talking about some of this stuff in such an obviously biased manner. Whether it's about Drake or whether it's about Kendrick, like one of my favorite, the Company Man was one of my favorite. He used to do the breakdowns on Hip Hop DX. I always liked his stuff, but like now, like he would have those like Culture Uniteds, and it'd be like it's just nothing but a bunch of Kendrick like riders on there, man. It's like annoying, like it's so annoying to me. That's why I be getting angry. So I want to hate on Kendrick. It's just because of the media coverage around Kendrick is makes it so annoying. Yeah. No, that's true. It's true. So I wish you go back to Section 80 Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City Kendrick. That's when he was at his height for sure. But that's it.
Oh, bro, come on, dog. This the one right here. This the one right here, man. This the one right here, man.
That's true.
This comment of the day, man. Comment of the day, man.
Listen,
I try to watch this. I'm like, come on, what is this bullshit?
I know.
9 was glazing. 9 was glazing.
No.
And a couple white people too. Like, come on, man. What the fuck am I looking at?
Look at it. I mean, just the channel, look. I mean, this is a funny picture. This Drake goes.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Photoshop over there.
Yeah. But like some of these are just funny, man. Like, and so I try to watch them. Like this one I watched is it hypocritical for this clever? I had to turn it. I couldn't. I was skipping through it, trying to listen to some of this stuff. Is so annoying. It's so annoying. It is.
Yeah, I can't watch, and I like a lot of those people separately.
Exactly.
On different topics. When they talk about this topic and they get this is all it is. It turns into one big, and it's nasty, man. I'm like, I don't want no part of this.
Very nasty.
And it should be on my I watch so much of this hip hop YouTube stuff, and a lot of people see me. I be in the chats, and the chat is I get extra silly in the chats because it is to play around. To me, I don't take it serious. People be in there trying to have real discussions. I'm in there clowning. But I just get grossed out by some of them. And certain shows have their own flavor, right? So obviously you come here, we hate, and especially with Dumb It Down leading the show when he producing, we hating on Kendrick for an hour every episode. Okay. We got some what you call them, one of the podcasts. I like the show. The dudes have personality. It turns into a jigger circle jerk half the episodes. They'd be like, oh my God, Hope did this, Hope did that before you knew what it was. That's right. And it's just a lot of that, okay, dog, relax, man. And then the certain channels, they have their own stuff. It's all good. I like to hear
I think
what hip hop is saying. I listened to I saw this nonsense, the worst shit, Dumb It Down. I wanted to ask you about this. You was gone when I saw it. That they had the episode of NFR with Fantano, and they did a bracket of greatest albums of all time. Guess what number 1 was?
To Pimp a Butterfly. Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yo, NFR is another. That's a dot circle jerk. I'd be like, yo, what are we doing, bro? This shit is ridiculous.
That's what that's the two white Canadian dudes or something, right? I don't even watch. I've seen their clips. You know what I mean? But
what am I looking at? Yeah. So I can't get mad. People have their favorites. Y'all know if I'm on them talking about Rock Marcy or something like that, somebody that I like. But I just feel like it's you got 35 rap podcasts and 33 of them are circle jerks.
I think there's a tendency for all music fans in general, but hip hop fans to be stands, right? You to be stands of the personality. There's something odd to me. I never had the issue with celebrity worship, right? Or anything like that. So it's to me, it's easy for me to say, even to my favorite rappers, if I go on my favorite rapper subreddit, right? I go on Lupe Fiasco subreddit, there'll be people trying to apologize for Lasers or something. Lasers not as bad as you thought. It's actually classic. And it's dog, it's okay for your favorite rapper to have a bad album. Right. It's okay. That album's bad. You don't gotta defend it.
I like Nas. Nas is the GOAT to me. I still talk about how Street's Disciple is trash. And people be like, nah, that's a great double disc. I'm like, no, it's not. Stop. We can say it. I love to watch According to Hip Hop, and I always mess with my man Leroy because I be cracking up in the chat. The dudes start talking about how all these the wackest Jigga songs are great, and he'd be like, no, you just missed this one bar. And you don't really understand what existential rapping is. Did you really get this? I'm like, dog, I don't need to get this shit. It was trash. We don't have to make excuses for it. So, I think they have a lot of different, we all got our opinions. People know I be saying certain stuff on here. And we all got our different stuff. B-Dog gonna give every album a 7. They know, but it is funny to see it.
Yeah. It's funny. It is funny. I get it, but it's just too much for Kendrick. Because with other stuff, like you said, with Jay-Z or with Nas, there's always a balance. There's some people who stand in Nas, and there's some people who stand in Jay-Z, and there's some people who stand in this or that. Some people who stand in Eminem. But like it almost feels like right now everybody's a Kendrick stan, and that is what is so infuriating to me. Like it's like everybody's a Kendrick fan stan. Like there's no other opinion like around. Like I'm like looking, I'm watching all my favorite. Like okay, oh you a Kendrick stan too? Oh you a Kendrick? Like where can I go? Where do I go to not be a Kendrick stan? This is where you gotta go, man. The haters
That's
gone.
why you made the channel. That's why you made the channel. I mean,
exactly. God damn, I hate this nigga, man. And I don't even hate Kendrick. I really don't. I like this nigga's music sometimes, but everything around him is just so bad. And I wouldn't even be mad if he just put out a great album and y'all just overgassed it. I'd be like, okay, they gassing it, it's fine. They so excited, they're happy, it's a great album. But he doesn't even do that. It's just y'all making the bare minimum stuff so amazing, and it's not.
Yeah, man. All right. Well,
yeah, I mean that's true. This is true right here. I remember, and look, I was a kid. I remember being in school, and we had arguments. I feel like I went to school every day, and we argued: is DMX or Jay-Z the best rapper out? For like maybe it had to be like a year and a half, 2 years, where this was I feel like an everyday discussion. It was really kind of stupid, but I was always like,
DMX was running the game. DMX was running the game. But the Jay-Z fans can't accept that he's not number one anytime he's not number one. So
and so that was the thing, and I like that. I love that aspect of hip hop. Actually, I mean, it does get silly, but yeah, we have I think it's fun. I think it's fun to have your favorites and to argue why. I know somebody in the chat said something about like it's getting too like philosophical or too academic. I'm cool with that. And if you want to be academic, that's fine. But to me, then you got to be academic fair. And if you're gonna be academic, and I really loved when According to Hip Hop was doing the thing when they were rating the rappers and they were putting people, they were giving numbers to like everything, and they stopped kind of midway through and they never really got done with it, or at least I don't remember them finishing with it. And then,
I mean, I think they split up before that.
Yeah, and I get it, right? But I thought that was a great exercise because then you would really have this thing. And yes, we could disagree with certain parts. Like I thought they, gave certain rappers bigger or less in certain spots. But that's like a great way to put it because it's easy to look at certain rappers and say, to me, like, hey, this dude don't have great bars, but his flows is great. This dude don't have certain like storytelling, but he is entertaining, have funny cadence. You know what I'm saying? Like a special. You know what I mean? And other people have different things that make them great. It's okay to say that. Some people just refuse to be like, no. Every bar is amazing. Every song is great. Every voice is great. It's like, nah, dog, that can't be it, bro. Because I heard the same thing, and this get hit a high pitched noise out of nowhere in the middle of the verse. That wasn't good. And they'd be like, nah, I love when he hits the different voices or stuff like that. I'm like, if you say so, we just not gonna relate.
Exactly. And because I like being critical, of my favorite things. Like you talk about favorite, it don't matter my favorite album, my favorite book or whatever. I want to talk about the bad parts and the good parts. But that's the issue when you're talking about Kendrick in the hip hop discourse around Kendrick right now is there are no negatives, and that's why it's important to point out like when he's a hypocrite and stuff like that to me, because to me a large part of his fan base is just has this idea that everything he does is perfect, planned out, immaculate, the peak of artistry, and if you don't get it, you're an idiot. And that's the problem. It's like, no, everybody has pros and cons, goods and bads. And if we can't seriously talk about this person like a real human being who has flaws and has, pros and cons, then he is your savior, right? He's not like you could say all that. He's not your savior stuff all you want, but that's what you're acting like. You're putting him on a pedestal of Jesus. You're saying
people and fans do stupid stuff, man. Like, we get it. I do get that music is about emotions and vibe. It's hard to quantify that. And that's why I said, like with the Cardi stuff, I can't stay. I think the dude's terrible. I don't see how other people could like it, but I understand that people like it. I understand that I am 40 years old, and it's probably just not for me. I know Kanye's like 46, and he said he loves Cardi, then he hates Cardi, and he's going back and forth and all this type of stuff because he's a crazy person. But I personally just can't relate. I'm not gonna relate. I've tried to relate. He's not the only one. There's a lot of rappers I can't enjoy, and I can sit here and say that I think that they are doing something right. Clearly, they have a lot of fans. That means something, but I'm not gonna relate to it. And that's pretty much no matter what. I can't relate when Jigga start talking about having $2 million paintings in his house. Like I can't relate to that. You know what I mean? I can't relate to rap that don't have no rap. I can't relate to the stuff that Kanye be talking about sometimes. There's different things that they could do to overcome some of that stuff, with the beats or stuff like that, where you can kind of overlook some of those deficiencies. But it is about how you feel overall.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I just enjoy talking about the music. I mean, like I love what it was maybe earlier. Not everybody may have been following us in that time, but when we first started, we were just going through people's discography and talking about the albums we liked and which ones we didn't and stuff like that. So I think it's fun, to have the discussion. Like that's the whole point. Like I think it's fun to have the discussion. So
that's why we be agreeing a lot. When Super talks, because I agree. Like it don't have to be. It could be any type. I really don't care the subject matter. The sound is going to be the first thing. Beat's going to be first probably, and then it really goes into other aspects. The stuff I'm going to hold closest is going to have some kind of touch for me in my heart or something. Like some kind of emotional connection. But sometimes it'll just be like a song was on when you had something going on that was great in your life. Like you might have heard a song at a certain time, and you might love that song only because you was there at that moment. Like, like I was a freshman in college when the Ignition remix was playing everywhere. Besides it being a good song, I had a lot of great times with the song. You're not gonna tell me to erase it from ever being played. Like certain times, I want that feeling. That that's a certain feeling that's gonna come out. So I understand.
That's funny. All right, man. It's been a good episode, man. Good pod. Thanks for everybody in the chat for joining in with us. Y'all were great tonight. Like, subscribe, man. And tell everybody, this is the place if they want to hear somebody not glazing Kendrick Lamar. It's the only place on the internet right now, I guess. So
yeah, we're gonna I appreciate y'all. We're gonna try to be more consistent for a minute before we take another break. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely be back next week.
All right, then. B-Dog, anything you gonna say? All right, peace.
What happened to his computer?